The question that arises in today's British politics as of Monday, the 22nd of June, is what about Burnham? What are his chances of becoming a prime minister, given that the likelihood is that Sir Keir Starmer will resign or perhaps possibly contest it and still lose? So I take it that his chances of becoming prime minister are probably the strongest they've been at any point in his political career. However, there are several hurdles between him and 10 Downing Street. Those that work in his favour are that he's just returned to Parliament with a decisive by-election victory in Makerfield, giving him a platform to challenge Starmer directly. Second one is he's one of Labour's most popular politicians and has built a strong reputation as mayor of Greater Manchester. And the third one is that many Labour Party members and some MPs see him as better able to reconnect with the working class voters who are drifting towards Reform UK under Nigel Farage. He's obviously perceived as more relatable and less technocratic than Starmer. The issues that stand in his way? Well, obviously Starmer is still Prime Minister, and Labour MPs would first need to decide that Starmer can no longer lead them effectively before a leadership contest becomes likely. Secondly, he needs support inside Parliament. Popularity with voters is helpful, but Labour MPs choose whether a leadership challenge can gain momentum. Burnham must convince enough MPs that he's the safest route to winning the election, and those numbers come close to about 100. Their rival contenders, there are such well-known figures like Angela Rayner and Wes Streeting, who are also possible successors if Starmer fails. My estimate is that if Starmer remains leader and Labour's fortunes recover, Burnham's chances are low. If Labour continues to struggle and MPs conclude they need a new leader before the general election, Burnham would probably start as one of the favourites, perhaps the favourite, to replace Starmer. So the path looks something like this, and we classify them in three stages. The first stage would be becoming a senior Labour figure again, which Burnham has already achieved. Second stage is winning a Labour leadership contest, which is plausible, perhaps even likely if one happens. And the third stage is obviously the prize of becoming Prime Minister, and that depends on whether Labour MPs replace Starmer and whether Labour remains in government. Now, Labour still has a few years up their sleeve in the prior to the next election. The irony is that Burnham's biggest obstacle is not the opposition. It's convincing Labour MPs that replacing Starmer would save their seats. If enough MPs come to that conclusion, events in British politics can move very quickly, as happened to Margaret Thatcher, Boris Johnson, and Liz Truss, all of whom were Conservative members of Parliament, I might add. So that concludes my talk today, where I look at Burnham's chances, and we look forward to the next few weeks to see what actually gathers momentum and what the final conclusion is. Today is probably a D-Day when Starmer's fortunes will come to the fore, as he possibly will hold a press conference and make his intentions known to the public.